Here we
I know today, no matter what is happening, things will all go my way. I see heaven and I don't have to wait for you to recognize that love resides in this place. Why not listen ahead? Why you making that face? You be tripping, so thinking about something different. Why you making just relax with it, ain't no accidents, it's just all for the love.
Heaven High, everybody. Welcome. Heaven High, Heaven High, Heaven High, everybody. Okay, first, I have to say thank you to those of you who are tuning in already. What? And somebody, Sonia Marie. She says, greetings to two of my favorite people. Love you, and
Yay.
girl, we love you too. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Yes, Sonia Marie will be on next week. Yes, yes, yes. I'm excited. Okay, welcome everyone. Welcome to Heaven High Podcast. My guest today is awesome. In one of my posts, I described her as a lip balm on a cold day. You know, like when your lips are all dry and crusty because they need some moisture. And then Ms Jeane comes along and it's just like, it's just soothing. Even when she came on today, greetings, Tangie. No matter what's going on, she is not going to be rushing. She's going to take her moment. Yes, Tangie, the house is on fire now. You should give your I love it. I met Ms Jeane, Minister Jeane, years ago when Reverend Delarice Lett was still alive. And both of us were attending Understanding Principles for Better Living, which I loved. I especially loved the classes over there. I studied under Reverend Mack, her Bible classes. And then we separated. You know, I didn't see you for some years. And when we got reconnected, I was referred to her by another friend who was telling me about her amazing skills and that I would probably know her. And I was like, Ms Jeane. And the first way that Ms Jeane blessed me was I moved from my last place to this one. And my dog was having a time. He was not happy. And I reached out to Ms Jeane and I got a reading for Cinnamon. Those of you who follow me on social media know Cinnamon. And you blessed me so much by telling me what was on his mind, how he was feeling. And now we got our whole little format. I mean, like I think now he's like, oh, she really understands what I'm saying. So he is really communicating now. Like he will knock something in a second. So thank you for that, Ms Jeane, and thank you for coming on today. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. And I always like hearing good news after I've done a reading. And I'm so glad Cinnamon y'all are connecting. You understand him. And it's wonderful. Thank you.
For Christmas, I plan on getting him some of those little buttons so dogs can talk. Because now
those are great.
Yes, because he just pushes over stuff but I get it. You know, like he'll push over this and I'll say, you can't have a treat right now. Or he'll push over this, we can't go walking right now. Or come on, let's go, or whatever. He'll hit, push, jump, and leap. And so I'm like, he never did that before. So I think after he said, she gets me, then he started saying, and now he's like, well, I thought you understood me better. No. Ms. Jeane, please tell me a little about your journey into all of these amazing things that you do. Like, did you choose this spiritual path, or did the path choose you? And how did it happen?
It's funny that you say it that way because, in a very big spiritual sense, I did choose this path before I came
Oh,
here,
yes.
right?
Oh, yes.
And
Yes.
so I had to go through things in life, um, in order for me to remember I'm supposed to do this.
Ooh. Had to go through things to remember.
Yeah,
Mm. Now, when you say go through things, because the first thought that popped to my mind, oftentimes, whenever we, spiritual people, people with light energy, positive energy, whatever, are
mhm,
going through something, people are quick to say, well, you should be, you should be, you should be. But sometimes those things are necessary in order for us to get the muscles that we need to carry what's on the second part of our journey or the third
yeah.
part. So when you say go through things, do you mean tough things or meeting a person on the street that says you have a gift? What kind of things?
It's going through the whole human experience, what you're going to go through. It means the good, the bad, the beautiful, and the
Yes.
ugly. And
Yes.
you get to a point, like I'll say in my life, that I went through rough things. I went through hard things as a child and as an adult, and been through several relationships that didn't work
Yeah.
out. But all of it leads you on this path, and you get to a point where there's an awakening. And the
Mm,
awakening is about for you to remember. It's like, remember why you're here. And
yeah.
everything that you've gone through was in order to get you to who you are now. See? And that way, it's like, ah, okay. So for me, it wasn't that I chose to be a psychic medium. It was I found out I had a gift.
Mm,
And so from that and all the things that happened in my life and being in a church, which you had Dr. Charles on uh,
yes.
over a month
Yes.
ago,
Yes.
and being in his under his tutelage and his mentorship, he saw my gifts. And so
Ah,
he encouraged me and others in the church to give a word of prophecy or word to someone that they're hearing from the Spirit to give to someone.
wow.
And
How
so,
beautiful is that? Because for you, those of you that don't know, Dr. Charles is Black,
mhm,
you know? So, I mean, for my non Black listeners, you might have a different experience, but for my Black ones, growing up in the church, oftentimes these gifts can be discouraged unless they're set under the rules that that church believes you have to present it through. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like there are prophets, but like I know some churches, some people speak in tongues, but some people believe you have to have a translator there. You know, some people don't believe that. Um, a minister can prophesize, and then I really don't know the difference why it's okay for some ministers to prophesize, but um, not psychics. I wonder if it's just the difference in the name.
it's basically the church sets up the doctrines. Church sets up doctrines. And so everybody is following the laws and the doctrines of the church.
Church.
And so, however, the church has interpreted the scriptures in
Mhm.
order for it to work within their doctrine, then that's why you will see like only the pastor can prophesy, or only someone who is
Right.
ordained can prophesy. But what it does is those who do have a gift those that are able to prophesy or be psychic, so to speak, that it's saying that those sitting out in the congregation don't have a right to use their gifts. And then
Yeah.
and then the church will say, or whoever is in charge will say, well, you can't use that gift unless it's in the church.
Yeah.
But the gift is working all the time. And
Yes.
so you don't have to be in church in order to prophesy or to hear psychically for someone or to connect to a spirit on the other side. It's like it's clear. And so it frightens people. It frightens people who have gifts. And so a lot of people will just close off.
Yeah.
They'll keep it a secret. They
Or
won't
be
share it with,
sneaky.
or be sneaky about it. But but it's still it's quenching, it's squashing the spirit from working through them. The
Yes.
spirit wants to work through them.
Work through me.
Yeah, the spirit wants to work through them. And so I've run across several people in just my spiritual counseling who believe they have a gift, but they're so afraid. They're afraid
Me
of what,
too.
yeah, they're afraid of what the family will say. They're afraid of what the church will say.
Yeah.
They have in their mind, actually, even those that know they have a gift, it's like they want to label it as something satanic or
Yes.
demonic because the
Yeah.
church has told them so.
Yeah.
The church
Yeah.
has told them so.
I think it's really good for the church to keep us all even or equal, because for a while there people were tearing down ministers, and I was trying to let folk know a minister, male or female, is a human being with a calling,
Mhm.
but they're still human. you know um like a friend of mine just wrote this amazing book, and this particular friend was like, it's powerful, spiritual. She's like, but I still like to cuss. And I don't want people to think that I ain't who I think we're coming to a time where we have to allow people to be whole,
Mhm.
whatever that is. Whatever that is. I mean, my whole is different than yours, as is Sonia Marie's is different than ours. Everybody's different, but we can have that gift and still like to dance, or have that
Sure.
gift and like to read the Bible, or have that gift and just sit there and do nothing. I don't know, whatever it is, but I believe that it's the whole being and God is using all of us. Yes.
Yes, um, because you have the gift or you're labeled as a minister, that it doesn't mean you stop having joy, a joy for life.
Right.
Okay? Because the joy of the Lord is my strength, right?
Yes.
That's scripture. So the thing is, being a minister though, or being as you begin to raise your consciousness, there are things, and this is what's important. You begin to raise your consciousness and your understanding. There are things that, say, you used to do.
That you won't
It
don't want to
does
do
it
anymore.
doesn't feel, but it doesn't feel like you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it should be. It's like, this doesn't feel like me anymore. This doesn't feel like me to go out and get plastered all weekend long,
Mm-hmm.
because this
Yeah.
is not working for me in the spiritual sense. If I am raising my consciousness, it's like, nah, that doesn't feel like that's me. I know in my own journey, there are things that I did, and when I began to to have more understanding and become closer to God, become closer to spirit, and knowing my purpose in
Yes.
life, it was like those old things I used to do,
They passed away. That's scripture
they
too.
passed away. It passed away. I didn't have an urge to do it. It wasn't a sacrifice, is what I'm saying. Because a lot of people
Yes.
feel like I got to sacrifice. Well, I just got to stop going to the clubs. I got to stop going out dancing. I got to stop this, that. And it's like, and they struggle with it. And the reason why they struggle with it is because they haven't reached that level of just spiritually allowing it to just flow out. We can do whatever we want, but when you get to the point where you're of a higher consciousness and have understanding of spirit, it doesn't feel like that's you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't feel that way, you
Mm-hmm.
see. So even with ministers, you know, it's like,
'Cause there's a lot of them that were torn down the year that I'm thinking.
yeah, I
There
know
was
which
one that
year
I
that was.
loved,
Yeah,
and I'm
there's
like,
several
I
of them.
cannot take away what he did in the church, though. But go
Yeah.
ahead.
But the thing is, too, which I've always heard, you cannot preach higher than you live.
Mm,
Okay?
okay.
Because it will come out.
Yes.
You
You
can't preach
cannot.
higher than you live
Mm.
because it will expose you. I know of several ministers who especially spoke so much against homosexuality,
Yep.
who just spoke it and spoke it and spoke it against, and it's a sin and all that. And what do we hear next?
Yeah. But I think in situations like that,
Yeah.
um, I think everybody speaks on what they know. Like
Yeah.
my ministry is faith. It's all faith and love because that's what I am. And I have a friend who's a pastor, and I don't go to his church because all he talk about is homosexuality, but fighting it. But I think it's because he's dealing with it. Then there's another
That's it.
church down the street, and they just talk about marriage, and I think that's because they work on staying together.
Yeah,
You
it
know,
is. It's the saying that Shakespeare plays says, "Methink thou dost protest too much."
Methink
Means
thou
that what you
dost
protest
protest too much.
too
Yes,
much because you're fighting within yourself. You're fighting your own urges.
yes.
See, and you're fighting your own urges by speaking so much against.
And ain't nobody got time for that. So
You
don't
know,
do it, y'all.
you know. And so if you're because the judgment that you have on others will come on you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it
Mm-hmm.
is. But
Mm-hmm.
as I was saying about, the gifts, um, and as far as my journey and being encouraged by Dr. Charles, because he would say at the end of
It was
service, he said,
awesome.
someone has a word in the house. And whoever
Mm-hmm.
had a word in the house, whether they were up on the pulpit or if they were out in the congregation, and they would address someone and say,
Wow.
"This is what I'm hearing."
Yeah.
And as you know, Doc, as we call him, Doc is a prophet, and
Yes.
and
Yes.
so he really encouraged people to work in their gifts,
Yes.
and so, but the funny thing about it, the gifts were coming, or things I was hearing about people, or feeling a spirit come in from wherever, like this energy's over here, I'm feeling this. It would happen in the oddest places. And so it wasn't just in the church. I'd be sitting at a bar with a friend, and we, just having a drink. And all of a sudden I feel this energy like sitting. It was like feel like somebody's pressing their hand right here on my shoulder.
Wow.
And then I would get these images, like my third eye. I would just see these images, and turned out it was like, um, someone's here. And I would tell them, someone is here. And I'm feeling this is a family member. And then I'm getting this information. It's like, do you have a grandmother in the spirit world? And then I would get this whole image of her, and it's like I see her hair is pulled back and she's wearing black and she's this and that, and it's like, oh wait, I said I'm hearing an accent. So when she's speaking to
Wow.
me, so I'm hearing an accent, and that's happened several times where I've had what I would call spirit communicators that would come in, and they would have an accent. And I think the first time that really happened uh, was I was practicing giving a reading to someone,
Okay.
and their grandmother came in, and I was giving a description of her and all that, and I heard her singing. She was singing in Korean. But I
Wow.
knew it was Korean. It's like, I don't know Korean. I don't know Korean, but this woman is singing in Korean because I heard the music, I heard the notes, and she's singing. And her granddaughter was like, well, because her granddaughter didn't know Korean, even though she was half Korean. And
Okay.
she said, what is she saying? What does it mean? And I was like, okay. And spirit knows that I don't know Korean. So I'm asking in my head, okay, what does this mean? And I was
Wow.
able to translate it to her granddaughter.
Wow.
So
Wow.
just odd things like that, would take place outside the church. And it was really during the pandemic that I heard so clearly from spirit that this is your work. This is your
Mm.
work.
And when
And
you started, did you start with the doing the psychic detective work, which I find amazing, or the medium work, or the pet work, or the numerology? Where did you start first?
it started with learning the the understanding what's happening. So it started with learning psychic mediumship, just the
Okay.
basic psychic mediumship, learning how uh, to connect, um, and studying with several teachers, and I finally found a mentor to work with,
Mm.
and we became uh, friends. And that's when the psychic detective work came about, because that was something that she'd always been interested in. And she started this podcast called Looking for the Lost. She brought me on, and she brought another psychic medium on. Actually, she was psychic medium and shaman.
Looking
And
for the
so, Looking for the Lost. And so that's where the psychic detective work stepped in. And the whole format of the podcast was to work on cold cases, the cases that were 40, 50 years old.
wow.
And so we weren't asked to do that. We would research and find out, okay, what are some of these cases that have never been solved? Let's see what we get psychically. So we worked on the Black Dahlia, uh,
Wow.
and we worked on Jack
I
the
got
Ripper.
chills. I got chills like in my mind. I was like, and the spirits were just waiting to tell you. Did it feel like they were like, yay, somebody's here? Did it feel? That's what it felt like to me.
It actually took, well, when we did the podcast, it took 4 episodes because there was so much information. There were like 100 suspects that they brought in, and about 75 uh, law enforcement people, including FBI. So when we work on these cases, uh, we go in psychically to hear and to see what we're getting as far as uh, Elizabeth was her name. Where was she at a particular time? It's like, what do we
Mm.
see taking place? And we just kind of go in and see, okay, who is with her? And so we're picking up description. We see 2 men. We're seeing 2 men, and we're seeing in this club, and we're each putting in our information and seeing how we're all, the 3 of us, are getting basically the same information because we would work on our own
Wow.
and then we'd come together and then we would say, this is what you got. Yeah, this is what I got. And we, and just check mark, check mark, check mark. And so the interesting thing about that case is, because it's one of those cases that they haven't really said, yep, he's the one.
Mm-hmm.
But there's been so much about it that when we started working on it and we said, this guy is the one, this is the one. And then we started to work with another psychic medium. We brought him on and he does forensic astrology.
Wow. Forensic astrology.
Forensic astrology. Now that's a new one. That's a name. And there are more psychic mediums and not even they don't even have to be psychic mediums, but there are astrologers who are working in forensics and
Wow.
seeing what the stars and the planets, how everything lines up. And you can see in the chart. I said, I'm not very good at it. I've got like 3 books I'm reading and my brain just kind of goes because there's so
Yeah.
much to learn. But
Sonia Marie, that's for you. Go ahead.
right. She's been great and like giving me the basics. But with
She just
forensic,
said too, so fascinating. Yes.
it is. So in the forensic astrology, it confirmed the things that we had gotten.
Wow.
And
Mm.
so when we work on these cold cases, that's what we concentrated on. However, we did get calls to do current cases as well from family members
Okay. Okay.
whose people have or their person has been killed and there are no answers.
Mm.
And we worked on a case, the very first case we worked um, the incident happened on the islands, a Caribbean island of Barbados.
Mm.
And we worked on that case and we gave answers to the family member what we did. And when you do psychic detective work with criminal cases like this or missing persons, um, it's not like all of a sudden it comes in one day. It takes several days. Sometimes it takes weeks
Mm.
because as a psychic, you get your initial information. And then it's like, okay, I'm working on this for about an hour, hour and a half. You're getting information about the person, and then you go in and you work on, okay, what's the information about the suspect? And
Mm.
and so, and then it's like, okay, this day, all right, I worked on it. You take a break, you come back, you work on it some more. You
Mm.
take a
So
break,
it's
you come back.
so it's not like the person is coming to you saying, like on TV, the spirit will come and say, "This is the person who did it." It's more like you're seeing from that person's perspective and seeing from the killer's perspective.
Yeah,
And
yes, you can do that. In one case that we worked on, and like the case in Barbados, the the deceased came to me as I was working on it
wow.
and began to show me what happened. And I
Mm,
felt his energy come in. And it's like, and I was telling my partners, it's like, he's here. He's here.
mm.
And even in a cold case that we did called the Villisca Axe Murders that happened in Iowa over 100 years ago, um, we were working on that case, and I felt one of the victims, who was the mother, come
Oh,
in, and she started to show me that she saw what happened. She saw the murderer. She saw what happened. She
wow.
saw her husband being axed. She was. It was like all this information was coming. So sometimes, especially if the person is deceased, they'll come in and
Mm.
they'll give you information. And there's so many different ways to work in psychic detective because you have those persons who are very good at what's called spirit art. And they get information about either the location, and they'll draw a picture of the scene.
Oh, I've seen that on
Mhm.
TV.
Okay, so
Yes.
you've seen that, or they'll get an image
Yes.
of the suspect,
Yes.
and they'll start drawing it, and, I just started working on my spirit artist. I've been working on that, but, these things, there's what's great about it, especially when you work with a group of psychic mediums, everybody has particular strengths.
Mhm.
We're all working psychically or mediumistically, but everyone has particular strengths. So you have that one person who can do art
Yes.
immediately, automatic
Yes.
writing.
Yes.
And then you have persons like for me, which is interesting, I'm good at mapping. So I can feel, like if I'm looking at a map, I can feel the area where either
Mhm.
something takes place or, which is interesting. Someone had posted on our Facebook page that their neighbor's cat ran off, and they were looking for the cat. And so I said, "Oh, what's the address? Where did the cat live?" And so they gave me an address. I'm going on Google Maps. I'm looking at the area, and I kept being pulled over to across the street on the map. It's like I'm being pulled at the map across the street,
Wow.
and I'm seeing this dark area. Like I think I'm seeing like a barn or a building or something. And sure enough, about 3 days later, they found the cat. It had crossed the street, and it was over near the barn. So,
Wow. Wow. Let me
things like that.
let me ask you this. I notice that whenever you're mapping,
Yeah,
you take your right hand and you talk about that.
yeah,
Whenever you're talking about a spirit communicating, it's always on this left side.
yes,
Is that consistent?
yes. It's consistent
Wow.
for me. It's some people, they may get when they feel a spirit coming through, they may their leg may start jiggling or something in their body shifts that they feel it. For me,
Yes.
it's like I feel it coming on my left side. It's always
Wow.
been that way. Always been that
Yeah.
way.
Now, today, today you are going to bless me with a gift. How, what are you going to do and how do you prepare for that? Or how
Okay.
did you prepare?
Okay. Um, what what I do is go through a meditation,
Okay.
and the meditation is what's called sitting in power. I work since I'm an evidential psychic medium, which
Okay.
means that I give evidence of who is here. And
Okay.
what that means is that I'll get a physical description of that person, their personality, um, s- sometimes through what we call the clairs. So it's through clairvoyance, clairsentient, being able to feel, uh,
Yes.
clairaudient, hearing,
Yes.
clairgustance, tasting, clairaudience, smelling.
Okay.
And so when sitting in power, basically, this is something that we do to in order to connect to our souls. I work from the soul.
Ooh.
And so in that, working from the soul, I'm connecting myself with the soul. I'm allowing my soul's vibration to expand. And so I'm allowing myself to lift up in order to connect to what we call the golden
Violet.
white light, where all
Mm,
things are. Well,
okay.
okay. So it's working from the soul. And when, say, when I'm doing a psychic reading, I am I'm prepared in the fact that I know how to sit in power. I know that how to connect to soul. And it's one of these things that you do on a regular basis in order for you to know, okay, I know how to rise up my soul. So it
I
won't be
see.
foreign when it's time to do it. So
I see. I see. I see. Like, like being an athlete,
exactly. And I
your
put it that
muscle.
way too. Yeah, because I teach. And so I teach psychic mediumship and I tell them it's like this is like being an athlete. It's training. So that when the time comes, you know, okay, it's time to raise my vibration. Boom. When doing a psychic reading, because there's the difference between psychic reading and medium reading in as far as preparation. Yes, you're still in the psychic reading, you're still working from the soul and you're allowing your soul to expand out. And what it is, I am connecting with your energy field. I'm connecting with that
Mm.
person's energy field. And within that energy field holds a lot of information about them.
Ooh, I'm so excited. Okay, look, Sonia Marie is excited too. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Uh-huh.
is it harder to connect with my energy? I guess not on this medium as opposed to say if I was side by side and touched you.
No, it makes
Okay.
no difference.
Okay.
It makes
Okay.
no difference at all. I do this all the time on Zoom. And the interesting thing was like during the pandemic, you had no choice but to work on Zoom when giving readings. But the thing is, spirit doesn't, it doesn't affect
There's
spirit's
a
word.
spirit. Yeah.
No, it's spirit because the soul is infinite and there are no limitations. So when you're connecting with someone, it's like, okay, I'm connecting with their energy. I'm connecting with a particular psychic reading that I do called Soul to Soul when I'm connecting to that person's soul, which is their higher self, and they're giving me information to tell them.
Okay.
So,
Oh,
so
I'm giving you information to tell me. Okay, so what
yeah.
I need to do, what I need to do. I'm excited.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay. So, um, let's do a soul to soul reading. And
Okay.
all you have to do, which I like to tell people, is, to just get comfortable, relax. We're going to go through a short meditation. And this is in order for me to connect to your soul's energy.
Okay.
That part of you, your soul, which I consider your higher self, knows all about you. So it knows the past, present, and future. It knows what's going on at the moment. Okay. So anything that is coming to me, I'm going to say it exactly as I hear it.
Oh, and I know you
So
got jokes, girl.
so I'm not changing it up for, or anything. It's like this is how I hear it. And anything that you hear that is a suggestion or directive, anything like that, that is up to you whether you go through with it or not. So,
Okay.
so it's not from me, but it's from your higher self.
Now, if any of our listeners do the meditation, is it possible that you could be, touching their soul instead of mine? Like, is that
No,
possible?
no,
Okay.
because the meditation I'm doing is I'm directly connecting to you.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. And I always say this when I do these readings that sometimes someone from the other side will come in.
Okay.
and they want to speak to you, a loved
Okay.
one. Okay?
Okay.
So
Okay.
I will, when I finish doing the reading, you're welcome to comment, you're welcome to ask a question. And then, and we'll see who wants to come in and talk to you from the
Okay.
other side. Okay?
Okay. Okay. I'm relaxed. I'm ready, y'all. Y'all get ready to know my business. Here we go. Hey, Carlin. Okay. I'm ready.
Okay. All right. So I just allow you to be comfortable. And if you could just close your eyes and just take a deep inhale and release it. And another deep inhale and release. And one last time. Inhale and release. And just allow yourself to breathe naturally, feeling your body grounded into the earth. Now I'd like for you to focus on a light that is in the center of your chest. Imagine that light right there. And as you're breathing naturally, that light begins to expand from top to bottom, from head to toe. And now imagine that light expanding forward towards me. And it comes to meet the light from my chest. And the two lights become one. And now our light begins to expand all around us, as though we're in a bubble of nothing but light. Just the two of us in this beautiful light. And in this light, as though we've known each other for years and years and years. And there's trust in this light. There's wisdom. There's love. And there's peace. Understanding. And protection. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. The word that comes to me first is having so much faith, as you had said earlier, a lot of faith. It wasn't always the case at one time. There's a lot of doubt. But you have used faith to get you through. There are still moments of doubt. doubt about the direction you're going, doubt about full purpose, even though you feel you are on the right track. There are concerns about your children. If you're giving them the information, enough information for what they need, are they going to listen? Are they going to follow through? Are you being the example that they need? And in the spirit world, they are giving you the information that you need. It is for you to allow your kids, your children, to go through the things that they need to go through, allowing them to go through their journey as you have had to go through your journey. The support that you give them, because they are very much on the forefront of your mind, the support that you give them is correct, but allow them to fall. You cannot save them from falling. When they scrape their knee, your job is to teach them how to get back up and to keep going. This, what you're giving to the public, what you're doing for the public, has been ordained from the spirit world. But also, you're meant to write. You're meant to write books. At least start on a book. People need to hear the things that you have gone through, what you've had to endure. It doesn't show weakness, it shows strength. And all that you know metaphysically and all the things that you know spiritually and what you're learning is good, but it's about sharing the things that were tough, that were hard, the people that have disappointed you, the betrayal, the things that hurt you the most, and how you came through it. This is your testimony. This is sharing. And it is allowing yourself to be that vulnerable, allowing people to see that side of you. You have come a long way, and you have more things to do. It's also about releasing those persons who hurt you in the past. You've worked on forgiveness, but there's still areas where you're holding on. It's remembering that you are larger than your circumstances. You've had the awakening, and it is about seeing those persons where they were, or maybe still are, in their consciousness. You're right, your consciousness is rising. Theirs are not. It is not to excuse what they did. It is to see how lost they were.
Mm.
And that they did not heal from their own trauma, therefore causing trauma to you, looking for others to heal them, but causing trauma to others. It is to see it from spiritual eyes, that they don't know who they are. These are the lessons that you teach. And these are the lessons that you're learning. There are many on the other side, those in your team, those of ancestors, loved ones, angels, who's supporting you in this new way of communicating with people. You have a gift in how you communicate. You have more gifts that you haven't tapped into, but you know that they're there. Little by little, allow them to be revealed to you, and your team will show you how you are to use them. Everything is a journey. Everything that you've gone through is a journey. Where you are now is a journey. And teaching your children that they're on their journey is the best thing that you can do. Thank you.
Wow. 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 I feel a little weak.
Okay.
In a good way. Like, wow. So the first thing, when we were doing the meditation and the light, that part just felt so good. Just my light, it just took over my whole body.
Mm-hmm.
And then you said, focus it. And then I directed it to you. And then you had the bubble. And I felt so safe. Like we were just floating.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt so safe and loved and just, it just felt like this is how I'm supposed to feel every day. And then I could relate to everything you said.
Okay.
The only things that I wondered, like stuff like I plan on sharing my journey, writing my book,
Mm-hmm.
but I thought I would do it once I got out of it. Like you said it, you're still on the journey. Like I'm walking on water right now.
Uh-huh.
And I thought that I would land. And once I landed, then I can tell them about the journey. And then with my testimonies, when I try to give my people don't, I guess I'm not, when I give my test, they want to see me happy. They don't want to know about the other part. I try, and they can't even watch the whole video. It's just an onslaught of, no, this is not why we need you. That's one thing that's good about the podcast, because here it's my people who can handle the journey.
Right.
And you're right with my kids. It's so funny, Ms Jeane, I had a dream. And in my dream, the short of it was first we were flying. I had to tell you all of it off camera, but
Okay.
basically we were flying. We landed, and um, me and my son and my daughter and a couple of people were going through this place that I knew was special. Everybody doesn't get to go here.
Hmm.
And my daughter was leading the way, and then she didn't know where to go. And my friend remembered it was through the bathroom. And when we opened the bathroom door, it was all glass walls, and everybody was hiding except for me. Everybody except for me. And other stuff. But then it cut to where I was at a table, and it was me that you see, and then it was little Tangi.
Mm.
And I realized that when we were going through that building, I was carrying her on my back. I was carrying little Tangi. And so now I'm like, well, who are these other two seats for? The table was full of gold. Who are these seats for? And I looked, I said, Rock and Stone. It wasn't Rock and Stone. And I'm like, who is it? And then I saw the light across from me, my higher self. But over here was an explosion, and that was my future self. And my
Mm.
kids weren't there, and I heard they got to find their own way.
Okay.
That was amazing, Ms G. I
Okay.
felt like I was rocked.
And the thing about it is, I know that you're saying people don't want to hear the other stuff. They want to see the happy Tangi. And
Yeah.
it's not that it has to, and I keep hearing it's about the book. It's about the book.
About the book.
It's about the book. It's about telling your story. And it's about overcoming. The journey is a continuum. It doesn't, it's like, well, I've landed. It's never like that. It doesn't land until you leave this earth.
Right.
So the thing is that you writing, telling your story, I keep hearing, telling your story is the testimony to people about the human experiences. The human experiences, how it affected you spiritually, that you're able to be who you are now.
Miss Jeane, let me ask you this. This is
All right.
crazy.
Okay.
Look. Okay, so just for all intents and purposes here.
Mhm.
So this is my book.
Okay.
This book, A Branch with No Leaves. See the baby?
Yes.
This book is about my separation from God and how I found my way back. This was the pain. I was hearing for a while that I'm supposed to talk about the book, talk about the book, talk about the book. Do you think it's this book? Because this is all of that. This is my story on how first of all, it gave me an opportunity to apply all the things that I had been teaching. Because that was a pain where I had nowhere to go. Because like I couldn't go to God, because how you going to take my baby? And he showed me the blessing in it. So maybe pick it up again or write another one.
You're going to write another one, what I'm hearing, but this is like the catalyst. This book, it is for you to share.
Okay.
It is for you to share. So that's why I kept hearing books, but that one is to share. There's another book in you after
Yeah,
this one.
yeah, yeah. That was
Okay.
amazing. That
So
was amazing.
so I have to say, okay, so I am feeling somebody's here for you.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Um, do you have a grandmother or great grandmother in the spirit world right now?
Yes.
All right, because I'm feeling this woman on this side, female energy, and she's coming in. Um, it's interesting because I'm feeling like you have a lot of her features.
Oh,
Okay,
oh, oh.
okay,
Is that on Rachel? What? Okay.
okay. I'm feeling that you have a lot of her features. I'm saying grandmother, but it's a woman or female figure who's here, and but
She's
she
90. She was 90, so yeah.
okay. So yeah, that you have a lot of her features. And I'm feeling like she was bubbly like you are. And so you take a lot of that of her characteristics. Um, and she feels like she was I won't say that she was like the go-to person, but what I'm feeling from her is she was like, yeah, she's here. And it was like people just kind of congregated towards her. Do you understand that? Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Okay. So
Yeah.
they
Although
would
it could
go
be her or my mother, because
so
both of them.
so that's the interesting too then because I have felt two people come in. And so I felt this one is talking to me right now, just loudly. But then I did feel another person just kind of lingering back here.
Yeah,
So, and I felt it was also a female energy. Um,
yeah.
but this person, this woman, I said that she was really lively and that people would just they would
Right.
congregate to her, and she was she was funny, but there was also part of her that had a lot of wisdom in a lot of things about life and stuff. Was she okay? So I'm feeling like I'm seeing that there were children, like there are children around her,
Mhm.
and I'm but I feel that they're like nieces and nephews or some sort.
This might be my grandmother.
Okay
I
then,
think, yeah,
because there's like and not that I'm trying to get confuse you or me feeling confused at all, but as I was preparing and inviting them to come in if they wish to come through, it was like several people around. So you got like these weird people
mm,
around. But interesting enough, though, I am seeing my third eye. I am seeing your mom there in the room, and she's on your right side, and I'm seeing her energy right there. And
thank
so, but this person is really like coming through. Had a nice, had a cute figure, had a nice figure if I'm seeing her,
my
and was very,
grandmother.
yeah, and was very, very, and I don't want to say that she had a lot of pride and in her appearance. Okay,
Yeah,
a lot of pride in her appearance,
yeah,
and so she's and I'm hearing a lot and feeling that, church was real important to her. It's like
yeah,
church was real important to her, so very, very dedicated, very, very involved, very, very, we going to church Sunday, and almost like it was almost an all day thing. Is I feel like, it was like several times a week, all day thing. This was her life. Outside of raising kids and all that, this was her life. Um, And so that's who I'm feeling more so
wow,
on this side. And she is I'm seeing her because she's showing me an image of her being in the church. And I'm seeing her like with the choir.
That's Aunt
Like,
Rachel. There it
okay,
goes. Bam. That's Aunt
but
Rachel.
okay. Well, I'm seeing your grandmother though, like in the pews, like tapping along,
Yep.
tapping her feet
Yep.
in a choir. Okay, so that's who I'm seeing, her image, and she has on her dress, her suit, or whatever she's wearing. Is she
Yep.
wearing a hat? Because at
Hat.
times I'm
Yep.
seeing the hat. Okay,
Yep.
because I'm seeing the hat
Yes.
right there,
And it
and
matches the suit.
yeah,
Shawl
so
fits the hat.
I'm seeing her right now, and that's who's
Yes.
coming through very strongly, and
Wow.
very disciplined though, very disciplined.
Yes.
Yes, but this
Yes.
other person
Hold
who
up.
is, yeah, very so whatever she said, y'all better do it. But she didn't play, and that's the feeling I'm getting. She didn't play, um,
Yes.
but there was a loving side to her. There was a
Yes.
loving side to her, even though
Yes.
she was very strict and
Yes.
very disciplined. Um,
Yes.
and so the other person that's coming in is, because I'm feeling the two of them right here, but she's the dominant one.
Stay
And that's how
together.
she was. Yeah,
Yep.
the dominant one. So it was two of them. But this person, um, another female, okay, she, they very close. Were they
Yes.
very close? Okay.
Yes.
Because the sense I'm getting about her is that she is, it was almost like she wouldn't do anything to go against her mom, to go against your
Correct.
grandmother. Okay. She
This
was like,
person.
yes, this
Yes.
person on this
Yes.
side. And
Yes.
she was like, she would not go against anything that she would say. And
Yes.
and thought like her in a lot of ways. I
Wow.
mean, had the same, do you understand that? Thought a lot
Yes.
like her, and was also very much, and I'm getting to, very much entrenched in the church. And it was their life. I don't know if she had children or what, but I feel that she did, but she was very, very strict with them as well, as
Yep.
far as like church, all that, very, very much so.
Yep.
And so they're both here because I'm starting to feel energy here. And the interesting thing is, because they were so much alike, that that's why I was like, okay, grandmother, and then you were saying it's the aunt, the grandmother, the aunt, and that their personalities were so much alike. And it was almost like the feeling I get from your aunt is there's a bit of fear and going outside the box.
Yeah.
Understand that? There
Yeah.
was very much like, I don't want to cross that path. I don't want to cross
Yeah.
uh, that because, and
Everybody want to go to heaven when they die.
yeah, because I just heard, I just heard it said, because I don't want to go to hell, and I
Yep.
don't, because it's of
That's
the
it.
devil. It's of the devil. So I'm staying in as my grandmother, everybody, we hear.
Yep.
And the image that I'm getting of your aunt, though, is, as I said, you have her features, but she's also had, I'd say, like a medium build, medium build, you know, and not real tall. And I'm not good at saying tall, but she was, like, I want to say maybe 5'4",
Look,
something
yep.
like,
That's it.
yeah, 5'4". Okay, so she's like that. And but I feel too, because she's really coming in strongly here. I feel too that
Mhm.
she didn't. She did minimal. Her I guess her appearance was very minimal. If you understand that, she
She
didn't
wear
do a
makeup.
whole lot. Yeah, she didn't do makeup. She didn't do a whole lot. I think the most
Mhm.
she do is probably her hair,
Her
but that's
hair.
it. Yeah,
Mhm.
because I'm seeing her hair, and I'm seeing that she would, have it curled.
Yep.
And yeah, and but and I don't even see her wearing a lot of jewelry. I don't see her
Nope.
wearing a lot of
Not with
jewelry.
me. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. So it was just very minimal, um, and she stayed within that safety net.
Yep.
Okay, out of out of fear is what I'm
Yep.
getting, just out of
Yep.
not wanting to cross
Yep.
that line.
She wanted to do good,
Yeah, wanted to do good.
live a
So
righteous life. Yep.
right, right. So they're here, and like I was saying, your grandmother being so dominant with, because I feel her, it's like almost she's like pressing down on me right here. But I want to hear what the message is for you from both of them. Okay.
Okay.
Hmm. Interesting. Um, your grandmother, your grandmother saying, "Don't be afraid to live your life out loud."
Mm. Yeah.
She's saying, "I didn't do that because I was scared. I was afraid. This is
Yeah.
how I was brought up, and I see now." And the both of them are saying this. I see now that I missed out on living.
I have to tell you too, they're sisters. It's my Aunt
Okay.
Rachel and my Aunt Dear, but the
Okay.
ages are so far that Dear could be like a grandmother, but I see her.
Okay. Okay. So they're both
Chill.
saying they're
Oh,
both saying that they missed out. They missed out on the joy. And it's hearing this, the joy of the Lord. We missed out on the joy of the Lord. We missed out. She's saying, don't you miss out. Don't miss out on anything. Um, and and they're saying, your grandmother is saying, the joy of the Lord is is about having all the senses of joy.
mm,
Feel the joy in all the senses. What you eat, what you smell, what makes you laugh, what getting up and dancing and movement, all those things, the joy. And say that's the most important thing when living this life, to remember, she's saying with you, to remember who you are spiritually,
to remember
but
who I
to
am.
remember that you're in this human experience to experience joy as well. And she's saying, you are joy. You are joy. And your aunt, and her sister, your aunt is like, uh, it's interesting because she basically is just like nodding her head, and I see her, she's nodding her head, and they're like giving you all this love. They're giving you all this love and saying, we are on this side, and we're here to help you as you go through this experience, because that's our job. And everyone is here to help you. And they're saying, don't be afraid to ask us for help.
Okay. Because I
Ask us
need,
for help. Yeah. Don't be afraid to ask us for help, because your grandmother's saying that's our job, to look after all the ones that we left behind. And she's especially recognizing your gifts. They're both
wow.
recognizing your gifts. They're both saying, and they're saying, we were wrong, and saying,
Wow.
we were wrong. We were listening to man. We were listening to man,
Wow.
and man was telling us it was God.
Wow. Wow.
She said when we, and she's got this, it's not like a heartache or remorse, but your grandmother's saying, when we got here, it wasn't at all it wasn't at all what we were told. We got
Mm,
here, and it was nothing but light, and we've come to an understanding of what it is to live, and we understand what the spirit world is like, what heaven is like. She said, there's nothing but forgiveness.
Mm.
There's nothing but love and forgiveness. And we learned forgiveness.
Mm.
We didn't always forgive, she said.
Mm.
We didn't always forgive,
Mm.
but we know now what forgiveness is.
Mm.
But we love you so much. And she's saying something, she's saying about breaking the cycle. Breaking the
Mm.
cycle. She said,
Mm.
that's why you came,
Wow.
to break
Wow.
it. You
Wow.
know, she's saying, you know,
Wow.
you're meant to break the cycle, and we're here to help you.
Wow.
And we love you. We love you. And they're just giving you so much love right now. And just like kisses, kisses, kisses. And your mother, which I can feel her energy behind you. It's just like she's just got her, it's like she's got her hand on your head and just like, you know, just letting you know
Mm.
that she's with you. But they're helping you. Hmm.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. So they're leaving. They're pulling back. And thank you, spirits, for coming. Thank you. And I leave you with that.
Mm. Wow. So many thoughts in my head. First, I felt like I could feel my mother's hands.
Uh-huh.
And then when you start talking about my Aunt Rachel, she passed this year. And this week, I posted a picture that
Wow.
my cousin, her grandson, sent of me as a little girl. And then I turned into the grown woman. But I sent it to the family because I said, whose face do you see here? Because I saw Aunt Rachel. That picture looked just like her. I
Okay.
look a lot like her, more probably more like her than I do like my mother. I don't know, mother, but
It happens. Yeah. Yeah.
and and Pentecostal, so it was just in case what I was taught was real. My whole everybody. But in the book that I wrote, I talk about a vision that I had where my aunt, the one who could be my grandmother, that one,
Mm-hmm.
where she came to me as an angel. I won't give the whole vision, got to read the book. But the short of it is, I thought she had on a long dress, but she kicked up her leg. And when she kicked up her leg, I saw that my aunt had on pants. I had never seen her in less than a bra, panties, girdle, stockings, slip. That's
And
the
it's
least of
funny. And it's funny because I was seeing, and I didn't say it, but when I said she dressed minimally, but I kept seeing a dress. I didn't see her in
dresses.
pants,
Yep,
and that's the truth. I was seeing her in a dress because I know how
yep,
Pentecostal people are. But yes, yes,
yep. Dresses, no sleeves shorter than this.
yeah,
No makeup. You
yeah.
know, chapstick.
Hmm. Well, she came to you.
Wow.
She's proud of you. She's proud
Oh.
of you, actually. As I'm kind of picking up a little more, but she is proud of you. That's why she's giving you so much love and uh, and breaking the cycle. That's an interesting, yeah. When she said that, breaking the cycle.
That's almost like it feels like almost giving me they're giving me permission to do what I've been called to do.
Yes,
So I don't have to worry about that anymore.
No, you don't.
And what I'm hearing now is the people that are supposed to be here will be here, and those that won't, that aren't, won't. I don't
Exactly.
need everybody to like what I do.
No,
Wow. As long as I keep coming from the heart, integrity and love is
that's it.
well, did they say what I need to do to develop these other gifts that I know that I have? What I need to do?
Um, they did say that, um, but I think somewhere in the initial reading you got, your I think, because I don't remember everything that was said, but I think your soul has said that uh, it'll be revealed to you
It'll be revealed.
little by little, as you begin to, and what I'm hearing now is like, as you begin to open up even more to spirit, it will start to reveal itself.
Ah,
Uh,
wow. It's
yeah.
funny how
It,
spirit does that too, because like I get little clues, like it'll be meditate and I'll do guided meditation. Then it'd be like, go to this retreat and learn how to listen. And then check out this video and learn how to breathe. It's like a little trail.
yeah, little things. It's the little things, but you're you're
Wow.
seeking, you're seeking, and that's what's good is that you're seeking. And so eventually the answers, like everything that you're doing, is like, okay, I'm seeking this, I'm seeking that, meditating, breathing, this. And then eventually it's going to happen. It all will start to come together,
Mm,
taking what you've learned from each of those methods. And you hear, though, you can hear, you
yeah,
hear.
to hear.
So it is about what I'm hearing as far as like your gifts. It's a You have the gift of communication.
Mm, mhm.
It doesn't take away your being an actress, okay? Because that's what you do. Me being a singer, that's what I do.
Yeah.
But it's about who you are. And,
Yes.
those things don't
Wow,
validate us.
interesting.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that's interesting. So what I just heard in my spirit from that, see, this is why it's good to get readings. Let me just show y'all real quick. It's a see this? Do y'all see? You see
yeah,
that right there? She's got a special. I'll go back to that. But this is why it's good to get readings, because what I heard was, Tangi, you don't have to choose between one or the other.
yeah,
Like I focus all of my energy on whatever I can balance. I can do both.
yeah, exactly. It's what you do, but being an actress, being in the entertainment business, doing all these things, it is that is not what validates you. Knowing who you are spiritually is the validation.
Is the validation.
Yes.
Is
Everything
the
else is what the other gifts. These are talents. These are talents. We said we're going to come
mm,
do this, the talents, you know.
mm,
And so being solid in that portion. If you didn't
mm.
do anything else, you will still know who you are.
And they were proud of me, because sometimes, thank you for that, Ms Jean, you, because I am doing a lot, but sometimes that doesn't pay in the um, monetarily,
Mhm.
which makes me feel like, well, what in the world am I doing? What should I be doing? What should I be doing? But but I stick to what I do. But I guess that's what they talk about, the doubt, because I'm like, well,
Yeah.
shouldn't I be doing something? Well, how we gonna do this? What, Lord, what we gonna do? But
Hmm.
they had no concern for that. So I should have no concern.
Exactly. Exactly.
Mhm.
We all go through that. The financial um, anxiety,
Yeah.
and this could be a whole nother uh, conversation.
Podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, another podcast on about manifestation, about visualization, and
Yeah.
how you know what we say and what we think need to be in alignment.
Yeah.
But it's all that. But you get you it's you get to a point where you learn to understand that I am larger than my circumstances. And
I'm gonna
because
put
I'm
that down
larger,
for all of us. Go
yeah,
ahead.
and because I'm larger than my circumstances, that means that I carry the God DNA. And because I carry the God DNA within me, I have the ability to create
Okay.
divinely, divinely.
I love it. Okay. Okay. Look at there. I love it. I love it. Look at there. I'm larger than my circumstances. That means I carry the God DNA. So I create divinely. Oh, okay. Wow, that was wonderful. That
It
was
was so
wonderful. I'm gonna put your info. So yeah, Miss Jean's birthday is coming up. That was amazing. Let me read some of the words. Let me see.
yes.
Oh my goodness. Oh, they said it's a total re-listen and note taking for sure. Sonia Marie. Wait a minute. Gotta write it now so you can remember. Okay. I feel the love encapsulating me. I needed this today. I felt the love too. Yes, Sonia Marie said, right. It feels so good. Miss Jean is a ball of peace. And Carlin was on. They said it's a total re-listen. Carlin said she had to look away to make sure she didn't merge her energy into ours. So they're like, yes, my soul sister, I love her. We definitely did this before in other lives. That's Sonia Marie. Royale was like, I'm crying tears of joy because I feel so fortunate. Oh, they're like so happy for you, Tange. Good work, Miss Jean. Thank you, Spirit. Come on now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Carlin at the end says, follow the breadcrumbs. Yes, yes. That was amazing.
Oh, you're so
So soothing. So y'all, for Miss Jean's birthday, she has a special. I'm gonna put this up one more time. She has a special going on. She's celebrating her monumental birthday by gifting 20-minute psychic medium readings for only $25. Now, y'all are lucky because she should have at least said her birthday age. But so this is a definite gift during October Libra Scorpio season. Also, there's a 20% discount on a 1 hour psychic medium reading. Woo, child. And the pet readings. Did y'all hear my dog down here
I
scrapping
did.
and I'm like, he trying to stuff. So you can contact her at www.lightandsoulspiritual.com. This is only until November 21st. So reach out to schedule an appointment because you got a chance to feel spirit moving through you. And I always say you're soothing, but good gracious, that was just like, oh, so comforting.
I'm so glad. Thank
Yeah,
you for
now
allowing me to do that.
thank you. Thank you for agreeing to do it.
I also, if I could say that I do teach as well.
Oh, yes, I
I
wrote
do.
that down. That was a question.
Oh,
Where do they go? Where do we go if we want to learn psychic mediumship?
so I am teaching a 6-month
Oh,
mentorship program.
okay.
And so it is one-on-one
Okay.
classes with me, and it is designed for those persons where they are in their gifts and the level of their gifts.
Oh,
So
right where you are.
right where you are, if you know that you have, and I decided to do it that way because I wanted to work with people who were really serious about wanting to do something with their gifts. So it's a workbook is created,
Okay.
and it's meeting 2 times a month online,
Okay.
uh, for like one every other week. So every 2 weeks we have one-on-one. There are exercises, there practices, there's journaling, all the things that I had to learn as I was in my development. And and so it's that's what I've been doing is teaching 6-month mentorships. And if anyone's interested, they can contact me about that on my website. Mhm.
And that's
Spiritual,
lightandsoulspiritual.com.
yes.
Wow. Now what if they're like me and they don't know what the gifts are? You know what I mean? Like, would that be the class to take, or would it be if I want to do psychic mediumship, I would take it, or if I wanted to be just psychic, I would take it. But like earlier with me, you said that I have other gifts that I haven't tapped into yet. Would that be a class for someone who's not sure? Because this is the deal with me psychically. Like, I can tell when a spirit is around because I'll get chills
Mhm.
and I feel them, but I don't always know what they're saying. I just
Okay.
feel them and I let the person know what it is that I feel. When I hear from spirit, I just haven't connected those two things.
Mhm.
I hear loud, but I don't hear as loud for them. So would that be a class for me?
It would be if you feel that this happens so frequently that you can't deny it, that something's
Yes.
going on. And
Yes.
so it would be if you're serious about truly and feeling that you're being called to really step into it,
Okay.
you know, um, because it's a commitment to do a
Yeah.
6-month mentorship,
Yes.
and the expectations that I tell people is for them to show up. I will be there with you. I'm your guide during this whole time. And all
Wow.
I'm doing is pulling out what's already in you.
Mm.
So I'm not giving you anything that you don't already have. I'm just
Mm.
making you see that you have it already. So now
Mm.
let's cultivate it. Let's expand it. Let's explore how far you can go with what you hear or feel or see, you know.
Wow.
So that's my purpose. Yeah.
Wow. And what if it's a person who hasn't doesn't to their knowledge have any gifts, but they just want to do it?
I wouldn't recommend it because if it's just, oh, I just want to see, then it tells me that you're not really feeling called because
Ah,
it's a calling. And it
Yes.
doesn't mean that you have to be professional
Right.
like I am,
Right.
but it does mean that this is a responsibility.
Mm.
What I do, what anyone who works with spirit, whether it be in astrology, psychic mediumship,
Numerology, human design.
numerology, Reiki, it has to be you feel called
Yes.
to go further.
Yes.
So it's not something that, you know, y- you just want to play around with. I think
Yes.
that's one of the things that I used to do, like short little classes, but I felt that and spirit led me and said, "No, you need to take it up a notch."
Wow.
And because it's about working with people who are serious, who really feel that they're called, and it is your time that you're putting in, the information that you're giving them. So,
Mm.
um, so yeah, yeah,
Wow.
hmm
Wow.
yeah,
I'm just blown away. Do y'all have any questions?
yes.
Because
Any questions?
I'm blown away, and the questions that I had, I'm just.
Well, I do want to add, like with psychic mediumship, what we did, the soul to soul connection. Um, some people just have, because we were going very deep in that, and some people have just like a couple of questions they want me to go in, and I go and hear what it is that they want. Sometimes their love life, sometimes job and things like that, which I do.
Oh, is it too late to ask about my love life? It might be
Oh.
too late. Is it too late, y'all?
We'll talk afterwards. We'll see what I
Okay,
hear. I didn't hear anything at the time about it, but we'll
okay,
see.
okay.
Um, but also there the types of, like, especially with the 6 month mentorship, you're learning the different types of psychic readings too,
Oh,
because that's one aspect of it. And then their color readings. That's like seeing people's auras. And
oh,
so I
yeah.
do that as well. And so that you have that, and then the numerology basically is just seeing your life, like you're here for this purpose, and this is your karmic lesson, and this is your destiny path and things. And that's something I do as well. So it's not really psychic as much as it is just understanding numbers and the meaning of numbers
Mm.
in a person's life that has to do with your birth date and your name, and it
My
all
birth
has,
name, though, not my Tangi Ambrose, my name that I was given at birth. They would
yes,
have two different numbers, huh?
it would have a different number.
So
It would
do,
have to possibly, but you don't know until, like, you lay it out, and I do the chart to see, okay, it might be your given name at birth might equal to a 9, but Tangi Ambrose might equal to a 5, or a master number, which is 11 or 22 or 33. And so your
mm,
birth date also can come to certain numbers. That
mm.
means this is your destiny path. This is your life path. And so I always found it interesting and fascinating, you know, as far as how numbers work, because the Bible talks about numbers all the time. And
Yes,
there's always there's this whole thing of numbers. It's like 33. We think about Jesus. He died
yes,
at the age of 33. 33
yes.
is a master number,
Mm.
a high master number.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Actually started his ministry, sorry, at,
At 33.
30, yeah. There's a master number.
How do you ever do any type of work with people where you combine numerology with your messages from spirit, or do you always keep that separate?
It's interesting because we have, like, even with color readings, each color, and I'll tell you it this way, each color has a certain meaning. And when I do a color reading, I am getting the basic information about what the color red means. If I see the color red in the area of your life, which is about relationships, I see what it means, what red means passion, red means this, red means that, red means Saint Michael, red, all this stuff. But then
Passion.
yeah, but then I'm hearing, what does that mean for you? So it's different for everybody.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh, almost like a dream. I can have a dream, and for me, I can interpret it one way, but Carlin can have the same dream and interpret it a different way based on her knowledge
based on where you are.
or what
Yeah,
she.
in
I
your life.
see.
Yeah.
I see. So
So,
when you go ahead.
oh, I was just going to say with numerology, though, it's, I always like to look at the numbers, and it doesn't call so much for the psychic part, but as you start to see the flow of the numbers in the name and how this life path is related to this karmic lesson that that person is learning, and you just, that's why I find it fascinating, because it's like astrology. And it's
Yeah,
a lot like astrology in your birth chart, and
I
how you see how, okay, this is what's happened, this is when you came, you da 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 da. So with numerology is kind of the same thing, where it's like, okay, these numbers, okay, you're missing these letters in your name, and this is what this means. Karmically, do you have karmic debt? Okay, because these numbers are coming up in your name, or in your
mm,
or in your birth date. And so you just start to see the whole picture of how this works, you
I
know?
get it. 'Cause
Yeah.
I teach. I help people understand their human design and
Yes, like human
human design.
design.
Yeah, when I started studying that, I was like, "Oh, I see why I." So it gave me permission to to be the quirky part of me because I saw that I was designed that way, even though it went against the grain.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And even
Yeah.
with astrology, talking to Sonia Marie and learning, I'm Gemini sun, a Leo rising, and a Taurus moon. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, that's why, I burst and I chill and so I understand that completely. I
Yeah.
understand that completely. It's pretty awesome how God has given us so many different ways to
Yes.
understand ourselves if people just take advantage of it. Royal
Yeah.
says, given the fact that babies are being born at a super high rate via C section on days that are not naturally intended, does that alter the reading because it was not always the intended birthday?
Actually, no, because in a spiritual sense, even though you're expecting a child to be born at a certain day, and ends up being well, they're saying a C-section,
C
but on
section.
another day. Yeah. No, it means that it was intended for them to come
Yep.
that
That way
date.
and that time.
That date. I particularly like, my story is I was a preemie, and I was short of 2 months, 2 to
Mhm.
3 months. And so I was meant to come on the day that I came,
Yes.
even though they were expecting me to come a few months later. So the spiritual sense is that when we choose, and I say we choose before we come here, that this is we're destined to come at this time,
Mhm.
no matter
Mhm.
what it looks like, as far as like having the C-section on another day.
And I
That's
can tell you tell you this, after the birth of my baby with this book, I kept saying, why? And people are like, don't ask why, you'll never understand God's ways. And I kept asking why, because I needed to know. And there are
Mhm.
so many synchronicities in my story that when I wrote it all out, I could see that she came exactly when she was supposed to come and how she was supposed to come. And God even what dropped in my spirit was that she did what I asked her to do. She just didn't do it the way I thought she would,
Yeah.
but she did it. You got to read the book to find out what I needed her to do. And I heard that whether a child is with the mother for 13 weeks in the womb or 150 years out the womb, for that particular life, that's a lifetime.
Hmm.
She, this is also last thing that I heard was that she had experienced many tough lives, but she wanted to come back so that she could experience love in the womb. And that's
Yes.
what she got from me. She felt
Yeah.
all that love and then she stuck her little foot out and ran on back home,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And so I can see how no matter how we come, that was the time. God is amazing. That's
It
why you
is.
can't put him in no box.
You can't
Thank
put
you,
him in a box.
Lord, for
You
permission.
cannot explain God. It's like God cannot be studied, can only be revealed.
Only be revealed. And don't
And
box him up. Don't
and
put
you
him in this little thing saying he has to come this
yes,
way when he's
yeah.
so much more.
He's so much more. And it's interesting because I remember giving a reading to a woman who had a miscarriage. And I didn't know that until it was a medium reading in a group of people. And I said, I keep getting this child, and I feel like this either there was an abortion or a miscarriage or something happened.
Hmm.
So I was getting all this information, and the woman finally said, I can take this information. And this child spirit was speaking to her
Yes.
and said, I came so that I could experience you as my mother.
Yes.
And that was
Yes.
it. And even me on a personal level, I went through that. I
Uh,
miscarried. So I got to
yes.
experience what it was like to be a mom for
Yes.
those few weeks. And it
Yes.
was, you do ask the question, why? Because
Yes.
it was about my experience
Yes.
and it was about their experience to come through.
Yes.
So, that's why.
Y'all, in my book, because so many women that have had abortions and then don't have children feel like it's their fault. In my book, I talk about my journey. I talk about my baby girl who was stillborn. I talk about this baby girl who came to me and left. She was a miscarriage and then she
Mm,
came back. But
yeah.
she told me I'll be, and I started telling people, they said, no, don't say that, be positive. But she told me she was a girl and she was a happy spirit and she'd be back. And so when she fell out in the toilet, I wasn't as traumatized because she
Mhm.
had told me. But I'd also had abortions in the
Mhm.
past. And I still have my son and my daughter. So
Mhm.
it's not it's I actually feel blessed that all of these souls chose me, some to clear karmic debt, some to experience love in the womb, some just to let me know they there. Hey, mama. And I'm
Mm.
it's a beautiful thing.
It
So
is.
well, oh, Miss Jean. Mm. Woo! Isn't this amazing? Okay,
I gave you some things to come away with. I hope you did.
you gave me so much that I am full. I should call this episode Sunday Morning Church. Are y'all as full as I am? I am full, wide awake, wide open, excited, ready, armed with my ancestors, and just happy and thankful that you are allowing your gift to be used in such a beautiful way to bless me and whomever is listening. Because one thing I said in my post about this episode, I said, I know how spirit works, and I know what you say to me will bless those that are watching. Because
Yeah.
that's just how God is.
Yeah.
It's just how
Yeah.
God is. But
Yeah.
it's some stuff. I mean, my aunts and my grandmother. I think it was a bunch of them back there. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, and I also think they were telling me that they're together. I was feeling that. Like my mother had three sisters. My one aunt is still here. She's 97. But my aunt dear, she would be 100 and I don't know 10 now if she was still alive. And then
Mm.
Aunt Rachel, she passed when she was 90. So my mother passed when she was 72. So it's all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm full. Well, before we go, unexplainable. Before we go, thank you, Carlin. Before we go, I'm gonna pick a clip to post. And there's so
Yes.
many good things. I don't know what it's gonna be, Miss Jeane. But
I appreciate you. Thank you.
is there anything that you would like to say to the world? If the mic is being given to you and the world is your platform, what would you say? Would it be anything about what we've discussed? Would it be about what's going on in the world right now? Would it be about them? What would it be? Here's the mic. I'm throwing it to you. Catch.
Thank you. Thank you very
Yes.
much. Oh, I would say to if the platform, if I spoke to the world, would be open yourself up to learn more, to not put yourself in a box, because when you put yourself in a box, you put God in a box. When you put God in a box, you put yourself in a box. It's like open up to learn more about spirit, about everything, because it's part of the awakening. It's an
Yes.
awakening. And to do it courageously and fearlessly
Mm,
and in love.
mm.
If that makes sense. So
That was beautiful. To do it courageously, fearlessly, and in love.
yeah.
Yes. Okay. Okay. And look, earlier, Carlin said the year of expansion.
Yes. Because this is a 9. This is the year of 9, which is
Okay.
amazing.
This is the 9. All
Yeah.
right. Well, thank you. I'm so
You're
happy.
so you're so well. Thank you for inviting me. I've enjoyed being on your podcast. Thank you so much.
You know what else you could do, Miss Jean?
What's that?
You could do meditations.
Which I do.
Stop it.
I do.
Now,
I do.
where can people, because that meditation, where can people go to get, because you're just a bomb. Where can people go to experience, where can I go to find your meditations?
Well, you can contact me on my website as usual, and I do group meditations as well as
Oh,
personalized meditations.
the
Yes, meditation.
meditation podcast. Yes.
.com. Yes, you probably can find me on there, but um, it you'd probably be better finding because it's archived, and
Okay,
you
so
have
let
to
me
join
see.
Patreon in order to access it because it's been a while. So I would just say contact me.
Light
And
and soul spiritual.
yes, I have several meditations that I've recorded. So
So, y'all, if you need a meditate, oh, you got finger snaps.
I did.
If
Okay.
you need a meditation, if you need some help with your pet, if you would like to communicate with someone on the other side, can you choose? Can like if I said I just want to talk to my Uncle June, could you call him or is it whoever comes through?
No, I could call him if he chooses to come.
Wow.
Definitely, because a lot of times I will ask people, "Is there anyone in particular you want to speak with?"
Wow.
And they'll give me a name, and I'll say, "Okay, we'll see if they wanna come."
Wow.
And
My mother
majority of the
probably
time they do.
did that. Majority of the
They go.
okay. All right. So if there's someone on the other side that you would like to speak with, if you would like to just hear what your soul is saying or get a confirmation that your soul is saying what you think it's saying, contact Ms Jeane. Remember, her birthday is October 24th. Because she's celebrating her monumental birthday, she has some gifts, y'all. Reach out at www.lightandsoulspiritual.com. Miss Jeane, you are a godsend.
Blessings
Thank
to
you.
you. Thank
I
you.
need, I want to do a side by side of me before and me after. Even the in between, I feel rocked.
Okay. Yeah.
Rocked.
Rocked, yes.
Feel like I've been held, like I've been just loved,
Good.
you know? And it's nice to have my mother's hands on my face.
Yeah, she's right there. It's so interesting. I see her just right there. It's beautiful.
Oh, let me
Yeah.
put it www.lightandsoul, spiritual, light and soul spiritual.com. There it is in the website. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, Sonia Marie says, your meditations are gold.
Thank you.
Gold. Yes. Okay. Well, y'all, thank you all so much for tuning in. We got to play my intro again just because I like it so much. And because I always want y'all to remember in the end, it's all about what, Miss Jeane? What is it about?
Love.
It's all,
Amor.
yes, love. Love and everything that you were saying about expansion. And then for my aunts to come through and talk about, if we could do a whole episode on the no playing cards, no Monopoly, no drinking, no makeup, no lipstick. You didn't want to be a Jezebel,
Yeah.
not wearing your clothes tight, no secular music. Some people don't even know the
Yeah.
word what secular music is.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it was, and imagine this came out of all that. Half
Yes.
naked tangent. What? My aunt said it's okay. As long as I'm listening to my spirit, I ain't gotta wear no bra.
Me either.
Carlin said, right, right. Carlin says, let's go. Okay, here's my intro, y'all. One time. Y'all ready? Look,
Okay.
just because I like it. Then I'll be right back. Look.
I know today, no matter what is happening, things will all go my way. I see heaven and I don't have to wait for you to recognize that love resides in this place. Why not listen ahead? Why you making that face? You be tripping something different, think about something different. Why you making just relax with it, ain't no accidents, it's just all for the love.
Heaven high, everybody. Welcome. Oh, that makes me so happy.
I
I
love
love
your
y'all
intro.
too.
It's so cool.
Thank you all for tuning in. You know what I forgot to ask? Should I let my locks grow back? We'll talk about that next week, huh? I love y'all. Thank you, Minister Jeane. Thank you. And thank you all for
Thank you.
tuning in. We will see you next week, same time, same place, same channel with Sonia Marie. Remember to click like, subscribe, and share because we want to spread the word. Thank you all. Love you. Heaven.